Good afternoon, Sky Divas. How is everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel. I wasn't planning on recording anything today, but I got a couple of inboxes today, and I was sitting on Ready Reserve at the airport. For those of you who don't know what sitting ready is, basically, well, for our airline, I don't want to speak for all airlines. You sit 8 hours at the airport, exit to Plaza, at the airport, in event they need you to fill in for like a flight attendant, mainly a line holder. For whatever reason, their flight coming in to Houston is delayed. They call in sick or they get sick while flying in. You know, it can be a number of reasons. Running late, you need to go to the gate to conduct pre-flight duties until the other flight attendant arrives. So basically I've been here since 6:30 in the morning. I got released at 2:30 and they didn't use me. Today was the 5th day of my 5-day reserve bucket. I'm off tomorrow and Saturday, and then I start a 4-day on Sunday. So basically that is the term that you want to use. That is what sitting ready reserve is. Ooh, I did the wrong thing. I did this yesterday too. I need to back up, but a car is behind me. Oh, it's gonna let me go across here. I need to go to employee exit. So my normal parking garage is being cleaned, so I have to park in a new parking garage, and I got confused coming here yesterday, and I just did the same thing I did Sunday, would go through the wrong way. But anyway, so I got a couple of inboxes today and messages through my YouTube asking me to explain a couple of things. One was sitting ready, which I just did, and the other one was about training. Now the interview process. Now I have said in the past, I have been trying to apply to be a flight attendant since I was in my early 20s. Most of my friends are flight attendants. They started off with Continental and now they work for United. And even have a cousin, she and I went once before to a group interview years ago. That's when they called them cattle calls, and it was in the newspaper, and you showed up, you had to fill out a paper application. You had the group interview, then you had one-on-ones, and then if you got selected to go to a face-to-face, well, I've never, made it past. I don't know how many times I've applied with Continental and United over the years. I've lost I've lost count how many times I've ever applied with them, and I know it had to be over the 20 years. I know it had to be over 10-15 times over the course of 20 years, and I've only ever made it to one face-to-face. And then when they started doing the video interviews, I think I made it past the video interview once. And of course, like many of you, I wondered, okay, what was I doing wrong? Was it the way I looked? Was it the way that I talked? Was it my weight, my size? Because back in the day, Continental, most airlines had a weight requirement, and I was wondering, was it that or what have you? I never knew what it was. And then recently, when I got this job a couple years ago, I applied again, and I had a good friend who's a recruiter look at my video, and she told me, straight up, that I interviewed too hard, too, as a matter of fact, and too professional, which it threw me off. I was like, how are you too professional? But she said that, they want to see cheery, smiley, perky, good morning, cheery type, and that just wasn't me. I'm not that perky, good morning type of person that just always just so upbeat and stuff all the time, and I went in, thinking, okay, I'm interviewing for a freaking CEO position or something, because that was my background as far as being in a professional work environment and stuff. So I had no idea. And so when this position came, I no longer looked at Indeed or Glassdoor to try to see what questions they ask you. I never asked anybody what questions they asked or what did they say, and because I didn't want to sound rehearsed, I didn't want to sound fake. I didn't want to give them something that I thought that they wanted, because that's what I was doing in my past, is trying to be somebody that I wasn't, and it wasn't coming off genuine. So I asked my recruiter friend, I was like, well, what is it? What, as a recruiter, what do you look for? So she said, Kay, because that's what a lot of my friends call me. She said, well, if you were a recruiter, what would you look for? Could you tell if somebody was being fake? Could you tell if somebody would be telling you something that they thought you wanted to hear because they just wanted the job? Can you tell if somebody was just taking the job because they just wanted free benefits, but they didn't know anything about what, the hard work and the sacrifices that people make to have the job? Could you tell if somebody was friendly or fake or anything just in their tone, their mannerism? She said, I hate to say it, but we all do get judged. So your first impressions mean a lot. So how do you come off, and what would you look for? And I was like, okay. So I put myself in a recruiter's position. And again, I'm not a recruiter, and I have no idea, other than the conversation that I had with her, what they're looking for that day. And I don't even blame them, because it could be the recruiter that you had that day and what she's looking for or he's looking for.
New text message from Cameron Williams.
Or what they're looking for. And so I try not to take it personal that they were looking at me and going, Now, mind you, me being in the medical field, I have gone to job interviews knowing that my resume is solid and my background is solid in my field, and walked into an interview and knew instantly before 3 questions were asked that I wasn't going to get the job. You can just feed off the people who are interviewing you. So there's been times where I've walked in and I know that I nailed the interview because of the questions they asked. I knew the answers to because that was my expertise, but I knew I didn't get the job based on the mannerisms and the body language of the people that were interviewing me. And I remember a girlfriend calling me because she worked at one particular place I was interviewing at, and she asked me, how did it go? I was like, oh, it was good, but they're not going to hire me. And she was like, well, you need to stop being so negative. How you know they're not going to hire you? You need to speak it into existence. And I was like, no, I just knew that those women were just not feeling me. And sure enough, I didn't get the job. And a few weeks later, she calls me and she was like, girl, do you know that they hired some little girl who was 20-something years old, never had a job before, didn't have the experience, didn't even know what this particular term meant, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, I believe you. It's because they can bring someone in there without the experience and pay them pennies, or they can bring someone in there who's not a threat to them and to their job. So you just really never know what you're walking into. Every recruiter is different, and all of them might be looking for something different. I don't know. So when people ask me, well, what did you say, or you have any tips or any advice, what would you tell me? Again, I'm not a recruiter. I don't know any recruiters for our airline, so none of this is coming from them. This is just my personal opinion and observation, and I'm gonna tell you what someone told me. Put yourself in their shoes. What would you look for if someone walked in interviewing with you? Do you sound rehearsed? Are you just making up stuff that sounds good that you think that they want to hear and you really don't know what you're talking about? And that's one of the questions that I hate. If you've never been a flight attendant before and you don't know what the policies and the rules and stuff are, and then they ask you a question that sounds like it's something that you would need experience in, that kind of throws you off, right? I hate those type of questions. I would say be yourself, show your personality, be authentic, do not sound rehearsed, do not sound like you're just making something up because you think it sounds good or because someone else said it and they got the job. So I'm going to repeat what they said, because you're going to come off fake and you're going to come off rehearsed, and you're not going to sound or come off genuine. Every flight attendant does not wear red lipstick. Every flight attendant does not wear their hair in a bun and pull back. I do tell people to wear their hair kind of pulled back up professionally, or in a nice bob or bun. You don't want it all messy and big in your face. For me, there may be recruiters that like that, but I think in this industry where your face is the first thing a person is going to see, they want to see what you look like. You don't have to wear a full face of beat makeup if that's not you. Be you, be yourself. That's the advice that I would give. For my little 60-minute speech that I had to give, I don't even remember what they asked, to be honest. It could have been, what will make me a good flight attendant, or why do I want to be one? I don't even remember. But I was real transparent and honest. I was straight to the point. I didn't go over the minute that they gave me. It might have been 30 seconds. I said what I had to say, and I was direct. I think I cracked a little joke, because I have a sarcastic kind of sense of humor. And I kind of broke the ice a little bit, because everybody was sitting there so intense. And I didn't want to hear what no one else had to say. And I think I was the third person to go. And there started off with 40-something people that showed up. And then after they did the first 15-minute spiel or 20-minute spiel about the company, half of those people left because they couldn't make the training date, or the salary wasn't what they expected, and they couldn't be guaranteed their location where they would be transferred to or whatever. So for whatever, and the tattoos at the time, now there's no tattoo policy other than it must be covered. Any visible tattoos must be covered with makeup or some type of dermablend or something. So those people left. So it ended up being 12 or 13 of us saying. So they interviewed all of us, and the little speech, it went. I was in the front row, and I think I was the third person in the seat. So I think I was the third person to go. And when other people were talking, the first two people anyway, I kind of was singing in my head, tuning them out, because I didn't want to hear what they had to say, because I didn't want to compare and get up there and repeat the same thing they said. So when it got to me, I kind of lightened the mood of the room a little bit, because everybody was sitting there all intense and tight, and stuff. So, and I think one of the girls, and she works with us, she got the job. She even had a piece of paper with notes that she wrote down, and she pulled out her blazer. And dang it, did I miss my freaking exit? I did. No, that's the Hardy. So everyone was dressed professional, either had on a pantsuit or a skirt suit or have you. Now, I'm out, butt all out. And I'm like, really? This is how you come to a job interview? That's what we doing? And it's just that's just something that just wasn't taught. But when I came up, you couldn't even wear nothing like that to church. I wish I would show up at my granny church with no pantyhose on. Oh God. But so I'm real big on that, you know, is how you present yourself, because I believe that, you know, your looks say a lot about you, your appearance, and how you take care of yourself and how you keep yourself up. And I'm not saying that everybody has to wear makeup and everybody, but comb your hair and wash your face, do something, you know. So when they say professional, that is professional, and that's just my opinion. It may not mean anything, and other people may not feel that way. But if you're asking me, that's what I'm gonna tell you. So my best advice would be, I can't tell you what I said because I don't even remember. Even if I did remember, I wouldn't even tell you, because one, we're not supposed to reveal those type of things. Two, you need to have your own answer and your own reason. I mean, why do you want to be a flight attendant? Why do you want to be a flight attendant? What is your why? What are your goals? What is it about this job that excites you or thinks will excite you? What is it? You know, are you a people person? Do you like all types of people and all ethnicities of people? Now, I have run across some flight attendants who are racist, in my opinion. And I'm like, how you have a job in the public when you got to deal with every ethnicity there is, and you got the nerve to be racist? I'm like, that don't even make any sense to me, to be in this field. So if you're not gonna, if you can talk to people, communicate with everybody, and you're judging them based on, their ethnicity, that just don't even make any sense to me. And you could be flying with someone else that's a different background, different culture, and you got a problem with that. I mean, that just don't make any sense to me. But hey, it is what it is. And then again, I don't care one way or other if you are racist or don't like this culture or this ethnic group or this religion or what have you. As long as when we at work, we can work together and you're not disrespectful to me or any of the passengers, and don't try to put your views on me, because work is work. We're here to talk about work. We're not here to talk about religion, ethnicity, or anything like that. So long as you don't disrespect me or call me out my name or say something like that, I don't care what you do. You're entitled to feel how you feel. But when you push off your feelings on someone else, that's when it becomes an issue. So are you a people person? Are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? Because you're going to be working all different types of schedules. Those are some of the things that you need to ask yourself. This job is not all glamorous either. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to get up, I'm going to be in London, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be there. No, you're not. I think that's my exit. My child wants Chipotle on my way home, so I'm trying to find it. But anyway, for a regional airline, it's not going to, be all that glamorous. You're going to be in these little bitty towns and cities that you ain't never even heard of. When you go look it up on the map and like, where is this at? I ain't never heard of this. In a hotel room, by yourself sometime, or you might be with a crew who don't like to do anything and don't go nowhere, and you by yourself for 4 days. And if you are not used to that, then you can be lonely, you can miss your kids, miss home. So you gotta think about, oh man, I could have took the other exit. You gotta think about all that too. So I hope I answered all your questions. I wish you all good luck. Hopefully I'll get to fly with some of you all and meet you all. Please don't hesitate to say hello if you see me taking over your plane or anything like that. I really don't travel. I don't go anywhere. Once my daughter finishes high school, I'll probably start back picking up trips. I used to pick up out of base all the time, but when I'm off, I try to spend time at home now. I don't do a lot of picking up out of base. So good luck, guys, and thanks for tuning in and listening, and I will chat with you all later.